Well, as all you guys know, one of our most anticipated movies of the year around here is Project Hail Mary. Rob's been beating this drum long before I ever read the book or saw the first trailer. And then, of course, we were at CinemaCon last year and they showed us the big full presentation for it.
I wet myself.
Oh my God, my jaw was in my lap and I turned to Rob. I'm like, this is what you've been talking about. And then that prompted me to get the book and read the book and been super excited for it. But listen, taking a book and adapting it is no small feat. And how do you take, I asked you this question on the show, Rob, how do you take a story like The Martian, not The Martian, Project Hail Mary, written by the same guy, and just tell it all in 2.5 hours? Can you do it? Now, they got Lord Miller, big check. They got Ryan Gosling, good Canadian kid, big check. And the trailers, I think, have looked good. I mean, at least the more recent trailers will look great. The first one they put out was a little questionable, but after that became great. Well, now they've actually started holding some screenings. And the response and the reactions that we've heard so far are calling it a Best Picture contender already.
I was the first, by the way, to say that.
But you haven't seen it.
Well, you haven't seen the film.
No, but I would
that doesn't count, Rob.
Rob
That
read the
doesn't
book.
count.
Rob read the book and he's like, this is Best Picture right here.
I did. I said I'm all in.
Yeah.
So, breaking out of the interdimensional door universe of Wonder Man, Josh Gad got on social media, took a picture of being at his screening. And Josh Gad, look at that, our buddy Kyle Newman liked it already. Josh Gad said this about Project Hail Mary. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the first masterpiece of 2026. I don't know how the hell they did it, but Phil Lord and Chris Miller and Drew Goddard, along with Amy Pascal and Rachel O'Connor, have delivered a perfect adaptation of a book I thought was impossible to adapt. The novel by Andy Weir is one of my all-time favorites, and the movie somehow matches it pound for pound. See this Amazon movie on the biggest screen possible. Ryan Gosling has never been better. I cannot wait to see this movie again. It will restore your faith in humanity and the power of love and courage. Now, this was the first thing I heard. And Rob sent this to us this morning. He texted this to us this morning. So I got that in my text messages. So then I come into my office earlier this morning and I sit down and I go into my email and I've got a producer friend of mine who is at one of these screenings. And I won't say who it is. I will tell you they are in no way connected to the movie. But they wrote this to me. John. Project Hail Mary is everything you hope it is. It's positively glorious, heartfelt, moving in ways I can't even describe, and very funny. It's our first legitimate Best Picture contender of the year. Let me read again. By the way, I know this guy's not read the book. I know he hasn't read the book. John. Project Hail Mary is everything you hope it is. It's positively glorious, heartfelt, moving in ways I can't even describe, and very funny. It's our first legitimate Best Picture contender of the year. Now, apparently, I just assumed he must have been at the same screening Josh Gad was at, but apparently there were actually a couple of screenings of it.
Yeah.
And the whispers we continue to hear are people are saying, what the hell? How did this turn out so good? Which, again, I have not seen it myself. Maybe I'll hate the film. But you guys know I'm excited about it. And this sounds good. Rob, fist my bump. You're hearing
Fist my
these
bump.
responses and reactions coming out of it. What's standing out to you?
Well, first of all, Drew Goddard, who adapted Andy Weir's The Martian.
Which is so good.
He also adapted Project Hail Mary. So when I had first heard that, I'm like, okay. And Lord and Miller, obviously they did 21 and 22 Jump Street. They were fired off of Solo 80% of the way in, but they're also responsible for the Into the Spider-Verse movies. The thing about Project Hail Mary is you need a deft touch because the book was also, it's very humanistic. It's a lot of fun. It's very adventurous. It is very funny, but on the other hand, it's about the end of the world. and you go back and forth between Earth and what's going on with Grace, Ryland Grace in the book,
And time jumping.
and then and time jumping, and then also you have to convince an audience that basically a living rock form is alive and real. It's the same thing that Spielberg was dealing with when he made E.T. And if they pull this off, and they didn't generate, it's a practical puppet, it's not CG. That's a tough thing to do, but if you get it right, which it was obvious to me, John, at CinemaCon, we saw that at like 8 minutes they showed us. I'm like, oh, this was completely,
They got it.
They got it from top to bottom. And this is what happens when you get smart people at every level. You've got a screenwriter in Drew Goddard. You've got Lord Miller making this. There's a reason Ryan Gosling, I interviewed his stylist. Ryan Gosling has a guy that styles him. He's on for Designing Hollywood. And I remember because it was right before he was going to leave to go do the movie. And he was surprised. I go, you don't know. You're in for a treat. I think what you guys are going to do, you're going to make some magic. And he's like, do you think so? I go, you'll see. And I haven't talked to him since then, but it's amazing. It's everything that I'd hoped. When you have a favorite book and somebody's going to adapt it, you hope that it all goes well like this. And to me, this is what Hollywood does best. And what I also love about it is it's Amazon. They've acquired MGM. It's their third film in a row this year, following on the heels of Crime 101 and Mercy. But this is their sort of coming out ceremony. They're planting their flag. We can make big budget movies as well as anybody. And I'm really, really, I can't wait to see this movie.
Yeah. And this, you bring up Amazon. This really, last year at CinemaCon was kind of their coming out party, where it was their first time as an actual presenter at CinemaCon because they were going full-fledged cinematic and theatrical, and they showed a great slate of films they had coming. But obviously their crown jewel was Project Hail Mary. This was clearly their crown jewel.
We're 1 month out.
And what a way to come out if you're Amazon. I mean, they already got Crime 101, which is a really good, solid film. But now they've got this thing coming, and I got my tickets. What do we got our tickets for? The 13th?
The 13th.
March 13th?
And Lord Miller dropped a video today, and they show all the different formats. They go to different theaters to show how it's going to come out. This is 15 perf 70 millimeter. So this is true. Greg Fraser, who shot Dune, and he did the same process where even though it was shot on the large sensor digital IMAX cameras, he passed it through so there's a celluloid version of it. So I can't wait to see how this movie looks. I bet it looks absolutely spectacular.
Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Factor. Cold days, packed schedules, and let's be honest, when February hits, staying on track with eating well gets tough. And that's why I love Factor. Factor makes eating healthy deliciously easy with fully prepared meals designed by dietitians and crafted by chefs so you can eat well without the planning, shopping, or cooking. One of my main go-to meals lately is their high protein options. You're getting quality functional ingredients like lean proteins, colorful vegetables, whole foods, and healthy fats. Plus, they have over 100 rotating weekly meals, including Calorie Smart, Mediterranean, GLP-1 support, ready-to-eat salads, and even their new Muscle Pro collection for strength and recovery. Everything arrives fresh, never frozen, and is ready in about 2 minutes. All that and more is why I highly recommend Factor. Head to factormeals.com/Campea50off and use the code Campea50off to get 50% off and free breakfast for a year. Eat like a pro this month with Factor. New subscribers only, varies by plan. One free breakfast item per box for 1 year while subscription is active. Guys, question is for you. The first few reactions, I've started to trickle out. It's just a couple of them. It's not the media embargo, social reaction thing lift. I'm sure that's going to come in the coming days. But the first words we're hearing out of it are words like perfect, masterpiece, early best picture contender, all this the stuff we want to hear. Do you think that's going to translate? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.